A child's first book about marriage. God's way is always best. You probably know a lot of people who are married. Your mom and dad, your grandparents, some of your aunts and uncles, maybe your neighbor or your teacher or your pastor. A lot of people get married. Have you ever wondered why? Did you ever wonder why your dad and mom married each other? Who invented this thing called marriage? Marriage began all the way back in the perfect Garden of Eden. That's where God made the very first man and the very first woman, and that's where God created marriage. Even in this beautiful garden with all the animals to play with, and with God to keep Adam company, there was still something missing. God made the first woman, Eve, out of Adam's body. She was so special that God formed her in a different way than anything else he had ever made. And after God made her, he brought her to Adam, like the father of the bride in the very first wedding in the whole world. Ever since that first wedding, people have been getting married. Just like everything that comes from the heart of God, marriage is beautiful and good. God tells us that marriage is one man and one woman giving all of themselves to each other for their whole lives. Jesus says that when a man and woman get married, God joins them together in the most special of all relationships here on earth. God looks at the two of them as one, and no one should ever separate them. When a man and a woman marry, they share their hearts, their thoughts, even their bodies. Do you ever see your mom and dad kiss? Married people do that. A husband and wife become more special to each other than to anyone else in the whole world. When one is sad, there's someone who cares. Someday, you may get married. It will be wonderful. Marriage will also be hard. It's difficult to be selfless when you live all the time, every day of your life with another person. It's hard to put someone else ahead of yourself. But it is possible that a marriage could be the most loving, deep, and happy relationship you will have with any other human being. A biblical marriage shows the world a tiny picture for all to see of the big romance, the one between Jesus Christ and his church in love together. How kind God is to give us marriage. Let's treat marriage with honor and thank God for this gift. Think of it. Marriage brings joy to grown-ups. Marriage is good for children. Marriage helps keep communities safe and countries strong. But best of all, marriage is an up-close display of the forever love of Jesus for his people. God's way is always best.